Hi guys, over the past 2 months I was working on this spread and I finally got it absolutely right and it's really functioning unbelievably well. This is for the people who basically want to find out if there is a possibility of reunion and if they should actually go with their exes, what is going on in their heads, if this is a wise idea, etc., etc., etc. It kind of like will describe sort of the past situation that brought you to this basically question what is currently going on in their heads, in your heads, and also near and far future. So let me introduce you the cards that actually I picked. This took a while to find the right combination. So I'm calling the spread Cat Tarot Nose Spread. So you can only see it here. So the first actually card that I have is the Magician. The reason that I picked this one first, one is a number one in numerology. And when you have number one, this is basically beginning. Also, the Magician is a card of sort of starting on a new journey, just to see if you have all the tools available to go in this new relationship and if that can create this chemistry. And also because it's a number one, what are the thoughts on a new beginning? The second card I took here is a Temperance reversed. And it's purposely reversed because here it means merging two opposites, but here it means two opposites or two different kind of entities are not merged, which is basically what is bringing you to this question because you really want to know why things didn't work out and what went wrong. Maybe that was not communicated to you, maybe you didn't communicate it, maybe you didn't even recognize it in you, but this is what went wrong. So this is a significator for the ladies. This is, and I took Queen of Wands. Please don't go into this horoscope signs. Frankly, I'm so tired of reading horoscope signs in cards because like every card is like archetype, and this is like the sexy archetype that is like charging, and she wants her man, she wants her mate. This doesn't have to be necessarily a woman, so either you're man or female, this is basically who you are, and the other person is going to represent your partner. For the guys, it's going to be the awkward kind of things around, but also keep in mind, because I'm getting here energies not only for all of you who are actually listening to this, the subscribers that I'm connecting, but I'm also getting the energy of that one more person and all these exes that you're bringing to the table. So I need to kind of like find it more generic, so this can be switched. So you have to figure out if this person is more this or this, which one is you. Then we have Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is a communication cards and things being up in the air. Basically, simply I want to see over this timeline how the communication went and if that was the problem. Then we have another significator of that person. So I said like that they're interchangeable. You have to find out if that is like the guy you're inquiring about or if this is you. And again, I took a King of Wands, again, charisma, passion, because that's what we get attracted to. And obviously, if we are considering reunion or we are still thinking about somebody in the past, this is what is holding us basically captive in our thoughts. Then we have a card of Judgment. So this is card very difficult for many of people to understand. So we kind of like see the angel coming trumpeting, basically freedom, and everybody's kind of raising from the dead. So obviously this is talking about if our life was well lived, if we learned the lessons and what lessons we had to learn. So in this particular case is how that other party sees the past and sees basically how they contributed to the things that happened and what was going on in their head, right? Sometimes you get really surprised when you kind of feel you're the wrong one, and then you find out from them they feel they're the wrong one. And lastly, I took a Four of Wands, which kind of can be reunion, can be celebration, but keep in mind that many people are talking about this card as a marriage, which also can be, but in this particular case, significator here is what are the thoughts of reunion? Is reunion in the store, and even if it's wise. So basically we have this 7 cards, which is kind of like really spiritual number. Also, if you look the numbers, like 1 plus 14 is like 15, and 8, 23, 53, and 4, 57, it is 12, it's 3. It's like something with this yellow. 3 is connected to this yellow, and as you see, I kind of picked the yellows because this is kind of uplifting sun color, and I wanted to see what basically stands behind it. So this is the intro, guys. And so what I'm considering right now, every month to have that as well, or at the very least give it a try for Venus retrograde and see how it goes sign by sign. Okay, so this is enough for the intro, so let's start with reading. I just want to add that this spread is available for private reading, and in that case, like you really know who are the significators, we are going to assign to significators their birth date and their names, and we are going to be able to move forward with extremely specific energy. So for those of you who are wondering if the reunion is going to happen, or what you have to look for, what are the best words to use, etc. This is a great spread. And definitely you can ask when you're ordering that to be included in your reading or to be the feature of your reading, because then I can do it with tarot cards and I can do with Versibila cards, and we can go a few crosses just to make sure that we got all these finesses right. And again, for private reading, check my website, cattarot.ca, and I'm taking bookings right now. You have chunks of 20, 40, or 60 minutes, and I'm looking forward to actually hearing back from you. For now, let me start doing the sample readings so that way you can actually see what to expect. Thanks. Love you guys. Hi, Saggies. Let's see what will happen with Venus retrograde for you over these categories. Alrighty, so let's go back to the Magician. Magician is basically this new start chemistry, and just to see what basically happened with the tools for this union. Let's see what happened in the past. Well, somebody was unhappy. Somebody was unhappy with the whole deal, and basically, I think that's probably what happened. As far as Temperance, what were basically the tools? What basically failed to unite? Because this is obviously an angel mixing two different things together, which kind of didn't succeed. Well, looks like somebody really wanted to be single. And this could be you, or this could be your mate, but kind of like it doesn't look like that union was workable at the time at all. Could be just wrong timing in this case. Okay, guys, how you're seen. You're seeing somebody as unconventional, somebody who kind of is going to go their own way and, you know, going to insist doing things differently, and you're not going to kind of adhere to whatever is kind of like what set of circumstances. As far as communication, we have Four of Swords reversed. Well, here is like basically relaxing after some ordeal and kind of like going in complete silence and giving thanks. And here, like you're done with thanks, but like I mean, if you see here, the swords will pierce you when you just like jump out of it. So it might feel that you guys took too long to get back to someone, and that maybe the time is not on your side as well here, because swords have to move very, very quickly. And when you're in pain, you don't move quickly. You kind of like are kind of like going through this pain, and here it looks like maybe you're feeling that it just like took too long, or you're feeling that they took too long to get back to you. So, okay, for them, what is basically in their heart? Either they want you, sorry guys, if that's guys, this can be just reversed. They feel either you that they want sort of like the grounded, they were expecting that you are very grounded. So here that would make sense because you are very unconventional, and maybe it was you who wanted to be single, but they kind of expected that you as a female, that you're very grounded, very practical, kind of like a little wifey type, and you felt you have to be yourself, and that wouldn't make you happy. So Judgment, what basically were things as seen as things that were on the plate that you had to discuss in the past? Well, it was a lot of arguing and being defensive, and somebody had an upper hand, but not by much, right? Just because you're in the positioning, look, you have, you know, the wand, like, so you're defending yourself, like it's a passion, but it's a guarded passion. So kind of like instead of moving ahead with this relationship, it looks like it was on hold and on guard, and maybe somebody just didn't like it. So let's see about this reunion in the past. Yeah, the reunion in the past got cut out, and Queen of Swords this way is like really a woman who gets things, who can really quickly comprehend, somebody who has been really hurt in the past. And when she gives you her love, this love is like very, very deep. But it's not going to be fluffy love. It's going to be love that will, you know, I mean, this could be you people that you felt like, I mean, the love you give is going to be really strong, and you're not going to play this game like with kind of like putting yourself in the lingerie and the little bow ties and continuously being like sweet, because that was what was expected from you, like just like, you know, sugar and spice. But you really wanted to be who you really are. So basically here it was communicated. Somebody really gave, either side, it was you giving somebody peace of mind, or you got peace of mind from somebody else, or both ways. So this is what happened, and this is what somebody got single, and this is why, you know, you basically got out of this union. So let's see what's happening in present with this. Like, what are the thoughts about this chemistry and tools? Again, somebody who thought about this is what needs to be done, it's already here. Also, this actually could be that maybe you evolved and you realize maybe this is what you need. Maybe kind of this grounded energy is somehow something that you would need right now in the life. So let's see what would be needed for this union to be glued. Yeah. So it was some kind of codependency, right? Look here, you see the doors. This way are the doors, they're locked, but this way everything is falling down, so the doors will get open when these people come down. So what needs to be done? It looks like somebody felt codependent in a relationship, meaning you continue doing the same things over and over and over, and not being able to say no. And now this is happening with single persons. So somebody really, whoever cut this relationship off, you know, cut it off because it was very unhealthy. And it just kind of like was too much defensiveness, and it was too many arguments over here. And that was kind of like gone, right? And unconventional or no, like every person has the rights. Just because people maybe don't want a marriage and want to live with someone, that's not a bad thing. So, okay, let's see how he or that person sees the present. Again, you know, there is this element of being very reliable, moving very slow. So maybe somebody sees you that you are not willing to kind of like go into the wishy-washy things, and you really got your things, and you know what kind of protocol you will expect from him. Because right now, like, I mean, Fast and Furious didn't bring lots of happiness in the past. Communication, no, it looks like somebody decided to go. Either your partner decided to go away, or it's gone already. Let's see, what do you feel? You do feel in control. Queen of Pentacles and Emperor. Sorry, the person, this can be you, this can be you as well, but this is the person you are inquiring about, most likely. This person does feel a little bit arrogant and in control, and kind of like getting their life back. So let's see the Judgment thing. Yeah, after all these arguments, looks like there's this feeling of what the hell I really want, and why didn't I want this? What was causing me to be in this relationship? Because right now there are so many options, and it could be like, you know, that you guys are back to internet dating, and this is exactly social kind of like profiling. Well, there's this guy, there's this guy, there's this woman, there's that woman, and they're offering this and this and this, and there are so many choices, and in the end you kind of like are so just tired of it, just like too much work. So let's see about the reunion. Well, somebody's still thinking about reunion. Like Page of Wands is like sort of like fresh passion and charging forward. But again, the passion is also the key element over here with your exes, because it was lots of passion, it seems. And that passion got you to a burnout. Look, you guys got burned out with the passion. So let's see near future. Ace of Wands. New start? No. Their passion is out. So I guess this burnout like still turn things into ashes, and they're still ashes, and that's happening right now within next month. So things to glue this relationship. The Chariot. both of you don't feel like victors. In fact, you don't feel like there was a sort of a good ending in all of that. How he sees you, he does see you that you won, right? Even though like both of you feel like you both lost. So this is almost the same card, really, on a different level. Here, it's almost like same as temperaments. You have two different forces that you need to unite by just like simply kind of like force of your own thought. But you didn't manage to do that because now they're like running away to different directions. And here it's almost the same thing. Look, you have the person who looks like a winner. Look, he's actually even smiling. But they're two losers. And if you guys are one of those losers, how great would you feel in this situation that somebody's laughing at your loss? So this could be, I don't know, three-party situation, and this could be you guys that you're feeling this way, that it could have been the third person, or you maybe are the person who had the third person, you know the best. And trust me, in this situation, nobody wins. In this situation, everybody's hurt, and this is why this came out this way. Then communication in about a month time. Death. Well, this is death, and this is death. So are you refusing that this dies? Or are you trying to transform yourself? It looks like you're trying, somebody's trying to walk away, but there's like still that karmic thing here, because now we are having major arcana starting to come out. So it came out for him, he feels powerful, he kind of came back to himself, but then being confused after that. And then we have the devil, Hierophant, and now we have death, but she's kind of like in between. So okay, let's see about him. You see? All right, so at least we're getting somewhere. Now these two cards are my key cards that I look for in the spread, and that both of them came over here. So this is one like Pyrrhic victory that you really win, you know? Let's say you're like playing with your baby brother, like you're 25 and he's like 3, and you win in a game of chess. Did you really win? Like that's kind of a feeling that you have here. Here, this is a card of somebody who is really self-absorbed. And then again, this person here, that could be you, Sagittarius, or that could be the person you were with, because it's the energy of a couple that I'm reading here. It's like somebody, look, taking something away, running away, and not even able to take more. Like they are taking as much as they can. So somebody took away things from you. It's a card of a thief. It's probably one of the worst cards in the deck. And this way, it can mean that somebody tried to take something away from you, but in the end they didn't manage to do it, and you managed to focus on what has been left. And this is why maybe whoever walked away decided to be single, because this just didn't work anymore. It was like too many arguments, right? But this can also mean apology. This can mean, okay, this is really bad, and it's kind of the other way around, like it is time to apologize. And that could mean really very well apology, because here somebody were trying to walk away, but here they didn't walk away yet. Still transformation didn't start, because this victory was a shallow victory, and here, under his need for control, he can even apologize saying, look, you were just not what I wanted. I was thinking you're something else. I wanted to mold you into something else, and kind of like I apologize for that. Like you have the right to be who you are and move at your own speed. And yes, we had this passion, but like we interpreted it differently. So the past issues that are right now surfacing for both of you, wow, the Tower. Yeah, now you're realizing how actually strenuous this relationship was. It was like very charismatic. You guys had really, really strong feelings for each other. And it sounds to me it was lots of back and forth. Look at this passion and passion and passion here. And the Emperor. And like bad words spoken. And here looks like you were kind of almost like teasing each other with kind of like sexuality. The chemistry between two of you like was immense. So let's see reunion in about a month from now. Yeah, not there. Not there. Balls are falling on the floor, right? Is it worth it? Again, like here, he still sees you as willing to kind of go slower, but here, since this is also coming out as Pentacles, somebody is kind of like getting their own things in order, and how here we cannot make a choice. We are out of balance, and here we are balancing it out, and kind of like it's not in our head. So okay, let's see, like a little bit further in the future. Let's say 2 months. Ooh, so the new beginning. It kind of will bring the feeling of sadness and emotionally still involved. But is this a motivator to start something else? Okay, let's see how you feel can be glued, right? You feel here the same thing. You have to think through it, wise up, and go with it. And let's see how he sees you. Oh, yeah, he sees you that you kind of have been burdened enough by him, right? So here, it looks like maybe even you ladies are the ones who won, but you know, even though you won and kind of feels bad for them, you really don't care because you really have to save yourself and you have to kind of charge out because it was destroying you. And here, this card is saying, Lamont, I have to drop this burden. This is hard. I don't see where I'm going. Can I even carry this? Am I going to kind of, is my back going to break under the, like the weight of this? And here, you know, forget it. I'm out. And this is a 10. It's a card of completion, right? So communication in a couple of months. Wow, another reversed. The Fool reversed. So yeah, you guys are still connected. You're still glued. This was really, really karmic. All this majors coming out. And this is someone starting anew. And looks like you guys didn't clear the situations. Right here is like what needs to be cleared for this to be made possible. But this is not cleared. This is a new path. This is starting again. And if you guys starting again, like things have to be discussed. And, you know, communication cards, discussion didn't take place. So, you know, this cannot start until kind of like things are kind of like really looked deeper, really under the magnifying glass. So let's see where his thoughts. Well, his thoughts are that he's defensive and that maybe took too much to do it. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. So this is somebody who's basically just taking a little break, a little breather before they kind of like get ahead. And sort of like, let me finalize this. I was fighting and I'm a little bit injured and everything, but I'm still willing to fight. Here the person is saying, you know what, this was a too high price to pay. I'm not fighting anymore. And so he's giving up as well. It might be that you are not, when he gets the message from you, like this was too much for me to handle, that's kind of his off. So look, you have 8, 9, and 10. So final stages are happening. So this will still last a little while. And then you have the Judgment. And so let's see how everything that has been happening is now seen further in the future. Well, it seemed like that two of you, again, this is like the devil, kind of, you know, you have been in these motions of going ahead and nobody was victorious. You have the Chariot here, you have like this 5 of Swords, you have 7 of Swords, you have like 9 of Wands, like, oh my gosh, like everybody just lost. And this is like, again, sort of a card of codependency. You're kind of like tired of being tired and you just want it to finish and it's still not finishing. And you're wondering what you need to do to kind of cut it out. Because even here, right, at present, you're willing to walk away and somehow this keeps coming back for you. So this is really important for you. Like this person meant a lot, either to you, Sagittarius, or you meant a lot to them. Because this means, you know, you didn't accomplish that world. It's not, excuse me, it's not there. And that happened after the Tower. So, like, I mean, after everything has been shaken down, the things have not been rebuilt. And lastly, let's see a reunion. See, a reunion, this is interesting card. It's a pentacle. And again, comes in the series of pentacles that are connected to the partner. So here's the pentacle, how he wanted it. Then here's the pentacle, how he sees you going forward. He sees you like it's kind of like coming a hold of yourself, or I mean, vice versa, right? One person did kind of like figure out that they want to be alone. And they kind of like want to go through kind of like small things, dating, luxuries in life. So now, we are again going into Pentacles here as the last card, and this is give and take. So I guess I'm going to leave you with, is this going to be any give and take in this relationship? Or let's go one more line and see 6 months. But in the future, I'm not going to go this detail because, you know, this is still kind of like due to, it can change with world events, with a whole bunch of stuff that can be involved. So but let's go like I'm in 3 to 6 months right now. What happens in terms of line of, because this is kind of encouraging. That's why I want to do one more line. So what I'll do in the future, I'll just do the past and present and the near future, but I'll have extended readings on Vimeo for maybe a couple of bucks and just go with that. So like, let's do the full one now so you can kind of understand how that would look like. So here, let's see 3 to 6 months right now. What is about these tools in the beginnings? Justice. So justice won't be served. So even if you start, it's not going to be done on equal footing. Let's see what happened after all this thought process over here. After all this thought process, somebody is coming, charging in. Somebody's charging in. So, meaning it would take vigor to revive it, because it went from single to let me get rid of all this passion, I have to walk away, to okay, I have to run away, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not charging forward. Now like I'm coming completely kind of like to complete halt. So you can see the pattern. It was going less and less and less and less and less. So you feel in order to do that, it will have to, if it will require some like huge swift movement. So how will see you? He will see you as you kind of like, again, he's seeing you back to the Hierophant, that you see things from a different perspective and that you're stuck. He kind of like feels that you're stuck, or one of these people is stuck into how they think about the situation. Absolutely. I mean, and you can see like this quote unquote stuck person is actually pretty happy about it. There is a lots of activity and brain activity happening about it. But this doesn't happen, helps other person, because one person wants another person to be something. They have a really clearly defined idea what basically they want. And if this person doesn't fit in, well, too bad. And that's not how life works. We all come actually with very unique flavors. We cannot be defined as vanilla chocolate or something like that. But we come with a whole bunch of kind of like mixes in between. Communication. Strength. Well, anything that will happen, and this can mean communication, but communication is not going to be nice and gentle. It's going to actually involve maybe even ripping each other out, because there's still lots of, and this because of this justice hasn't been served. And again, you have here, you have somebody who is a victor and somebody who is a loser, and one person said, well, no, I apologize. Now you just have to turn around. Well, nobody has to do anything. That's the whole thingy over here, right? So how he sees himself as burnout, right? The things from the past, somebody's willing to cut through it, start again. This can be really cold card. So let's cut our losses. Let's move ahead. And lastly, Knight of Wands, which is you, Saggies, charging forward and whatever the direction is. So, very complex situation. I cannot tell you if he can come back or if he will come back. It doesn't seem so, but it does have ability to come back. It looks like two people are understanding, and this is a really important relationship, and that you shouldn't come back to it by not feeling equal in this relationship, and this is why it was this card of equality. It's necessary for a reunion to happen, and there is no equality here. Justice is this way, and then you have these burdens. Then you have somebody thinks he's a victor. Then you have like somebody not charging ahead. Then you have this codependent thing. Then you have somebody trying to be single. Then you have somebody not being happy, being burned out. You know, like not really getting the passion that is needed, not having strength. Well, come on, like we have to move ahead, and this is also moving ahead, or are we really going to get away? So it's lots of kind of things happening here in the spread, and all of those things can be interpreted differently because you have lots of yellow uplifting cards. So what I would say, Saggies, that it's actually going to be up to you to negotiate this. If you want to repair it with this person, I would say you would have to hold your ground to what you really need. You cannot, and I advise you not to go in a codependent relationship with anyone, because that will create complete imbalance. And the key here is balance. If you start feeling when you negotiate, when you chart toward this person, that there is, even a hint of selfishness, and even a hint of this person just wants everything for themselves and expectations of you, and he wants to be in control, it's not going to work. Like this would tell you you're right here, and we'll look at how much more it's going to go through it. So like the question for you is, whenever you feel or whenever you notice one of these milestones with this person, you have to ask yourself, because now you know what's going to evolve in the future, if you really want to go through this kind of a whole system or you want to stop. Because ultimately, to find a relationship that works, hoping is not enough. You have to really work hard on it. So, do you want to work on it? That's the question for you, Sagittarius. Let me know. I would love to see your comments in the discussion boxes.